Alright, this is my wife's 2019 Honda Pilot, and what happens with a lot of these Honda sun visors is over time they get real stiff. So you can tell if you kind of look in here, it's supposed to be snapped up against the roof like this one, but this one stays down about 2 inches. It won't stay up like that, and it's hard to rotate. Like, it really takes like a lot of effort to push it like that, whereas it should just go like that. And so they wear out over time. And also this does have a light on the driver's side, so we're going to be looking at that in just a second. So if you'll come on in here, the problem is inside of this there's a plastic mechanism that wears out, and so there's a button over here where my finger is. This may be hard to get, but right there, where we need to put a screwdriver in there and press in, and that's how we're going to take this out. So we're going to change this out with a new one today. So let's get started. Alright, so I checked the original Honda part number, and it was like, I think, at least $100 for this part. And so in this case, because this is a known Honda problem for many years, other aftermarket companies have kind of filled that marketing gap and started making them for less than half of what Honda offers them for. So I went ahead and went with a highly rated aftermarket one on Amazon. With tax, I think it was right around $40. So we're going to try that. So we're going to unbox that here, and I'll put links to all this in the video description in case you want to order this. Just make sure you get the right size for your vehicle. You make sure you pick the color that you have. So this is a left or a driver's side, and we have the gray interior. Before we get started, I'm going to put some gloves on so that my hands aren't oily. Okay, so we've got our visor here. Yeah, this is that plastic mechanism, and then it's got this electrical cord. We're going to go put this flathead screwdriver in that hole I mentioned and try to get the other one out. So let's start there. I realize I might get in the way of some of the filming, but my wife's already zoomed in and showed you the depression point for this. And so what we're going to do is we're going to get that tab depressed with the screwdriver, and while it's depressed, I want to rotate this till about there, about a 45-degree angle, and then drop this whole thing out. So that's what we're going to try to do. So I'm going to find that hole. Alright, so I wasn't able to really see over there. So what I want to do is I want to open up our new one just to see if we can just kind of see how that tab works. So try to get my light in the camera. But so here's our mechanism, okay? So this is locked. Yours might come locked when it ships, or it might come unlocked, but we want it unlocked to get it to go back in anyway. So I'm gonna have to depress this tab anyway to put this in because it's locked. Okay, I think I might have just depressed it. So I think what I did was, I think I put pressure on this side of the tab so that I could rotate this that way. So that's what I'm going to go attempt to do in the car. That was nice. I could put it in that position on a workbench. That's why these sometimes jobs that seem like they'd be so simple aren't. Okay, that was a real pain, but using the screwdriver like this was able to finally press in and get this rotated and turned out. So there's this locator pin that'll go back in this hole right here, And so we'll start our new one at this angle and then rotate it in to lock it. So we've got this wire up here because of our light. So we need to unplug this. Okay, so our new piece includes all the way up to this piece here, which means I need to unplug this. So there's a tab right there. So I'm going to put my thumb in on that tab and it unplugs right there. So now we'll put our new one on. Okay, I just wanted to show you. This is the Honda one that we just took out, okay? And this is the aftermarket one, okay? So it's even got the stickers. Really can't tell the difference. Turn it over. Got the mirror light. So, you know, it looks exactly the same. So, anyway, let's go put this new one in. Okay, so I'm going to try to keep this plastic on until I'm done, just to keep it new. So, first thing we're going to do is grab, there's some tabs there on the bottom, and that's where our tab side, this side with the tab, went in this orientation like that. So it clicks, and then now I want to line this up when I'm kind of at the 45. So I've got what I'm going to call this guide pin hole right here. There's a hole in the metal. This is a metal piece. There's a guide pin. That's where this is going to go. So I'm going to feed that up like that. Get that out of the way. Hold my visor at a 45. Slide it up in there like that. Make sure my plastic's not caught. Now I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to take my plastic off. There, I heard it click. Okay, so that should be it. So there, see how it snaps up now like the other one where it's all the way up, and now it moves easy. Look at that. It'll come over to the side when I need it to block sun that way. Alright, so we're done, and we open this, check the light, and it works. So what I should have done, that you can learn from my mistake, I should have checked this light just in case, because I would have hated to have to go back and redo this part if I'd had a problem with the light working. So a couple of things. When I had the cord hanging down and I first attached it and clicked it into this white part, while it's hanging down, I could have just opened it and seen if I had a light, okay? That way I could have handled that. Also, even though it's supposed to work without the car on, if you don't have a light, go ahead and turn it on or put it in accessory mode and see if that makes a difference, just before you start tearing stuff apart again. But then once you have your light working, then go ahead and install it. So I should have done that. I don't have a problem, so I got away without that. So anyway, very happy with this. Literally cannot tell the difference between this and the Honda. I mean, down to every single detail. The only improvement I see they made, the original one had an amber light, and this one has like a LED light, it looks like. So it's an actual improvement in the actual light bulbs that they use since then, it looks like. So anyway, this job is done. I hope that's been helpful. I'll put a link to this product in the video description. Thank you for watching.